session, especially for our final year graduates. Okay. See, the main purpose of a panel discussion is, it's not about, of course, it is about competition, but at the end of everything, it takes, I think the panelists, they were prepared just an hour back. And they got to know that they are panelists just an hour back. And it takes a lot of guts to come up here and talk. And we need to definitely appreciate their efforts. We need to definitely appreciate that mentality. And that is something that you as students need, especially when you are out, when you graduate and go out, when you are in that ocean of people, you need to differentiate yourselves. Thank you so much, the judges, Mr. Cyril sir and Raju sir. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much. A round of applause for our judges, please. And a big round of applause to our moderator, Dr. Kanishka. He's been there throughout, and he's always told the panelists what to do, where to do, how to go, stopping them on time, and he's always been that, the perfect moderator. That is what I would call it, okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And Dr. Priya, who is at the backstage and who's coordinating all the arrangements. Thank you, everyone. A final and a big thanks to all my dear students for gracing this occasion and for your presence in this auditorium. Thank you, everyone.
The panel discussion with Grace and Ace. And my dear students, this announcement, there's a lot of noise towards my left. This announcement is for the panelists. The winners will be informed in person to you very shortly or on the platform. You are expected to stay for the valedictory, which is scheduled at 6:30. This is for the winners. I'm saying this is only for the winners. I've requested the judges to give a consolation if they deserve. I'm sure that they would have honored my request. So kindly wait for a few more minutes to make an announcement. Second one, I request once the announcement is done, kindly give your full name, your account number, IFC number to Dr. Priya, who's in backstage, so that the cash amount will be transferred to you by the university within 3 to 4 working days max. Second point, I don't know why students are talking. Second point, quiz finalists. Quiz finalists, kindly get ready. We have 5 teams and our quiz master, Professor Umair, is ready. Mr. Umair is one of the leading quiz masters at SJU and is aspiring to become Derico Brains of SJU very shortly. And quiz master is getting ready for the quiz. Now, the shift 1 and 2. Can you shift 1 and 2? Can you raise your hands? Right. I need to make a very special appreciation for shift. I think so most of them are shift 2, am I right? Oh, right. Shift 1 is it? What about shift 2? Mason is not around? Or shift 2? But let me compliment to you. I think so when we look the audience in the morning and the audience, now they were very quiet, observant, participative and appreciative. Sushmita Mama, do you agree with me? They deserve a round of applause. The others can clap. Shift 3 can clap. Shift 3 can clap. Now, we have an invitation to you. We have an invitation to shift 1 and 2. We have a panel discussion by experts. I will not insist that you stay, because let me empathize you. If you come in the morning at 7 o'clock, choice is yours. But let me appeal to you that All the four panelists are experts in the field of fintech, finance, and especially in banking. They are thorough experts. We are officials who have served for 3 decades. We have 3 people on the panel. 2 people who are in operations, who are serving SBI now are coming. So we have 5 panelists, 4 panelists and 1 moderator. And you have experienced the moderator, none other than Srinivasan. So this is what I need to say, but I want only of the shift 1 and 2 wants to leave. Raise your hands. I just appreciated you now. Shushmita ma'am, I think we can send them is what they are raising hands. What is your Dr. Umair? Umair sir is not there, is preparing for the quiz. So shift 1, 2 are expected to stay. 1 can leave. You will get only 5 minutes to leave because we are starting the panel. Shift 2 will stay for 1 more hour. Expert panel discussion, afternoon session, and I would just like to bring it to the notice of all the shift 3 present. We had completed the keynote address in the morning after the inauguration, and the keynote address was delivered by General Manager SBI, S. Radhakrishnan, followed by input session on fintech, multi-dimensional perspective, delivered by S.K. Srinivas. Then followed by, we had a panel discussion morning session moderated by S.K. Srinivas again with a 4-member, after which we had a short 45 minutes of lunch break. Then we had student panel discussion debate competition, which some of you have witnessed it. And let me appreciate that anything can happen, the best outcomes can be achieved by motivation. I really appreciate the panelists who came forward and shared the perspectives, and I could see great joy when they articulated it. After the panel discussion, now the shift 3 comes in for the 3 more sessions. That is, we have expert panel discussion by the SBI, followed by quiz finals, then the valedictory. So you will be witnessing the 3 events. The first program you're going to witness is the panel discussion. The rule is very simple. You're not come here to douse a dream. You are expected to do the note-taking, please note. And it's mandatory after every panelist presenting the perspective, there should be compulsory of short 3 questions specific to the subject matter delivered by each panelist. The rule is mandatory, right? The organization, the organizers and the moderators have a right to restrict the questions. You're expected to do that one day. Now, let's start our panel discussion 2 afternoon session, inviting the moderator and one of the key licensing officer and a conceptualizer of this event to get the team of SPI. I request Mr. S.K. Srinivas. Ladies and gentlemen, I request everybody to stand up and give them an ovation. Please give them a bigger round of applause. Kindly be seated. School of Business, SJU St. Joseph University is organizing this one-day business Fintech Conclave, and this is first of its kind and exclusively for students. And this is for the reference of the students that School of Business is growing leaps and bounds, both qualitatively and quantitatively. And university and industry collaboration is extremely important for enhancement of knowledge, skills, values, and capacity building, and contributing to the holistic development and also leading to the better employability. In this context, this particular deliberation is focused on bringing the industry experts to the academia. And State Bank of India has been extremely considerate, right, in extending financial and non-financial support. And now we have a very significant program. Why I have explained you is because you were not the part of the morning session. And now we have these experts who are going to share. And I request you all to ask any other questions because they're going to stay till the valedictory if you want to meet anything in person. And finally, before we could start, and let me reiterate that your career planning for a better living comes with these kind of sessions, because these industry experts speak reality, speak about operational reality, and they speak about how it can also contribute for your what is called as better employability. So with this quick kind of overview, that now I request Mr. S.K. Srinivas, who will be introducing the panelists, of the panel discussion, and also you'll be welcoming them for the panel discussion. So now I need not explain much about Srinivas. I've told n number of time. He's become a part of our institution for quite some time, and as you all know that Srinivas sir has put in over 3 decades of service at SBI, served at different verticals, and he is a great academician because he is also served in the learning and development department. He is a part of our MBA training program faculty. So with this brief introduction, a kind of a banking encyclopedia, a leader, an excellent servant leader, and a student lover, I request Mr. S.K. Srinivas to introduce the panelists, welcome them, and set the tone for today's panel discussion. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kanishka. Let me go straight to the subject. I have privilege and great honor in inviting Shri R.M. Bhandarkar, General Manager, retired from State Bank of India, to this Fintech Conclave. Sir, welcome you, sir, on behalf of the students, on my personal behalf, and also on behalf of St. Joseph's University. Very briefly, I will be talking about Shri Bhandarkar, sir, with whom I have worked almost about 23 years back. And he is the man who has handled large advances, corporate advances. You won't believe, you may not believe, I don't want to take the names of the borrowers. It's not right on my part to disclose the name of the borrowers. He has handled accounts which are 15,000 crore, 20,000 crore, 25,000 crore, 30,000 crore, single account. Such is the exposure he has in credit. Not only that, the large handling of credit. Apart from that, he has also worked in inspection department. He knows the nitty-gritty of compliances, the frauds angle. Particularly, I do not know whether the student community are aware of RFIA, Risk Focused Internal Audit. That's a recommendation prescription given by Basel Committee. The BIS, Banks for International Settlement, Basel, Switzerland. So next person I am introducing Sri G.K. Manohar. He is Assistant General Manager. I have worked with J.K. Manohar sir also. So he was my boss also for some time. So right now he is Assistant General Manager, L&D, that is Learning and Development. State Bank of India has got around 55 Learning and Development Centers. We call it as SBILD, State Bank Institute for Learning and Development. So he comes with rich knowledge and practical experiences in operational banking of State Bank of India. Welcome you, sir, to this FinTech event. Then R.D. Saukar, with whom again I have worked. He is one person who has seen the manual ledger to bank master, that is prior to core banking. Prior to core banking, we had adopted back office computerization. He is the man who was behind introduction of all these things and giving on-the-job training, and he worked as a faculty also in State Bank of India Apex Training Institute. We call it as SBI ICM in Hyderabad. So he, not only that, he was also a faculty, he was also director of SBILD Dharwad. So I have also worked with him. And another, welcome to you, sir. Another Assistant General Manager, Sri Anirudh Agnihotri. Right now, Anirudh Agnihotri, sir, right now he is in ITS, Information Technologies and Systems, ITS Computer Systems. The most relevant thing that is happening, witnessing the total transformation of digital banking, and it is driven by their department. For the Karnataka state, we call it as local head office, and he is in charge of entire state when it comes to ITS. Sir, welcome to you also for this Fintech Conclave. Thank you very much. We will be starting the program now, and now I request Bhandarkar sir to introduce the subject of, since morning we have been talking about the FinTech, evolution of FinTech, digital banking, artificial intelligence, so many things we are talking. Now, from your practical perspective, I wish you to introduce and give opening remarks on compliances, banking frauds, and cyber frauds. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Srinivas. It was a very lengthy introduction. Maybe you are getting bored of knowing about us. But the more relevant and very important is, just I wanted to start because I don't want to take much of your time. See, okay, banks are very, very important, and in today's economy for the growth, what's happening. You must be knowing, frequently people, maybe political people, maybe RBI people, they talk. So India is going to reach 5 trillion economy. So $5 trillion. Maybe I feel it would be more if it is interactive. Can anyone of you tell me when we have achieved our first $1 trillion? Anyone? When we have become $1 trillion economy? It took almost another 9 years to become another trillion, and another 5 years. In 2019, we reached our 3 trillion. Today it is 3.4 trillion. And by 2024, our Prime Minister says we are going to become 5 trillion. But the chief economist of IMF, he says we are going to become $10 trillion economy by 2034. Why all this? If you look at our economy, in this 60 years, what has happened? India was basically an agrarian economy. 70% of our population were doing agriculture and contributing 50% of GDP. Our GDP was something around 2.7 lakh crore into 1950-51. Today it is around 149 lakh crore. 75 times our GDP has jumped but agriculture is today contributing only 20%. Another 80% is coming from industry, and which is other sector, very, very important, where fintech is part of it. Services. And services is contributing 53% of our total GDP. See the development, it has happened in the last 60 years. Now every 2 years we are contributing 1 trillion to the economy, every 2 years. So by 2035, we should be around 10 trillion and we should be the third biggest and largest economy in the world. After China and US, we are going to be the third. So of course today we are in fourth or fifth or whatever it is, there is a lot of debate on this. But why all these things have happened? Because of service sector. What service sector consists? Can anyone tell me what is the service sector today? How it is different from territorial sector or agrarian? Your banking, transport, insurance, surface transport, aviation. See, all this contributes today around 80 lakh crore per year. So this is the volume of the things, which our economy is going to witness. And it has got an impact on fintech. Why this fintech? What is this fintech? Fintech is nothing but what you do manually. One of my colleagues, you are saying that we started seeing big ledgers. Today it's impossible. The volume of transactions what we handle today, it's just impossible because you see the economy has grown in so many fold. It's impossible to do anything manually. There's a reason also. Not only because see today we have middle class, we have HNIs, high net worth individuals. The disposable income has gone up. The requirement has gone up. Today you ask for anything in your mobile, you have the facility to take the loans. Earlier, this loan was rationalized, because we never had money we had only for the planning, fair planning. We were having very shortage of capital, and the resources were rationing. We were only using it for agriculture, and next thing after second fair plan, we thought of industries. But today, you ask for anything in your mobile, you have a loan for education, loan for buying a car. It was not a priority during 50s and 60s. Today, we have a lot of things, a lot of funds. Because our economy is opened up in education, in aviation, in banking, in insurance, a lot of capital has flown inside. With the capital, the technology, expertise. So these manual transactions have it has been translated into technology. I'll just tell you each transaction because ultimately everything, all this opportunity will cost into income. This income will be achieved only if you reduce the cost. What was the costing of a manual transaction in the bank? It was 68 paisa per transaction. Because of technology, it has come to 11 paisa today. We spend every transaction 11 paisa. Almost 50 paisa we have reduced. What is the quantum of transaction? Every minute of SBI server will take 2.5 million transactions on a single server in Mumbai. You can just imagine the money what we have saved by shifting to technology. So because of this technology, we have not only improved in our services, reached the people in every nook and corners, we have also saved huge cost. And I'll tell you, this financial year ending, the total profits of this public sector bank is going to exceed 1 lakh crore rupees. And many banks were under losses just 5-6 years back. So this is the status. Okay, I will not drag too much on this. So my main subject today, I am supposed to talk about the compliance. When there is a lot of business, a lot of opportunity, there is a risk also. If you agree with me, this opportunity and risk is the two faces of the same coin. Because when there is a lot of opportunity, there is a lot of risk also. Because with so much of resources, I have to deploy it properly in the market to gain some income, to make some profit. Because all these banks are today listed in stock exchange, and I have to give every quarter, I have to declare my result to the shareholders and declare the dividends, either to the government or to the shareholders. For that, I have to do a lot of business, and this business has got a lot of risk today. And when we go on this fintech, all my products are on apps or maybe on your mobile, on other heads. Ultimately, it has got a lot of risk creeping in. So what is the compliance? Compliance is a state where I am going to follow all the rules and regulations. I am going to obey the laws. Maybe it's a federal law, maybe local law, or maybe my regulator, Reserve Bank of India, maybe SEBI, or maybe FEMA. All these they are my regulators. So compliance is a culture today in the corporate, and any corporate, for their sustenance, they'll have to be highly compliant. it is going to cost them goodwill or legal suits in case if they don't comply, if there is any fraud. It has got a financial loss, it has got a reputation loss. So there is a huge, and I'll tell you, banking fraud itself has costed 60,700 crores in 2022. That's the amount of fraud in banks. The transactions, I will not tell you, you will not imagine the kind of transactions today banks do. 60,000 crore itself is a fraud, maybe external and internal people. So what is the defense mechanism for all this fraud is nothing but we should have very, very strong compliance system in the bank. So it is set guidelines, for everything. Compliance is nothing but it is a basic structure for any healthy industry. It should be culture for every industry, because today corporate governance, you talk a lot of things about transparency. The best of the best companies today, they have a lot of transparency, they have a corporate culture too. So towards achieving that, I should be a very, very strongly compliant unit as a company, as a banking, or maybe as an insurance unit. Okay, I hope.
Yeah, you have covered. Sir, any...
And even cyber frauds also, this thing I cover is my subject. Maybe anyway, I will stop and I will allow other panelists to talk. If you have any question in this, I will be very glad to answer.
Sir, what I request, little bit on cyber. Little bit.
Okay. Now, cyber security is also my subject. Maybe I have exceeded my time. Because after seeing a lot of students, I thought maybe I'll have to share many of things with you people. Because with our experience in the bank, cyber security is nothing but it's all protocol. Because we have the systems to take care of our assets. That's a cyber security. Cyber security is nothing but we have a lot of, to put it in a very simple sentence, today we have antivirus, today we have jammers, today I have sensors, just to take care of my network system, just to take my operation software. The difference between network system and all, it takes all the servers, and operation software is a thing, which is done in the operating level, in the frontline officers. Then I'll have to have a lot of, because every organization has got a risk policy, and there will be a chief information officer who is a manager, general manager cadre who takes care of the risk in every institution. Cyber security is nothing but it's all different avenues to take care of my assets, take care of my business, and to see that business is fraud free and all my interests of my stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? My customers, the investors, the shareholders are the stakeholders. I have to take care of them because they have money is a very, very sensitive item and we have huge money in the bank. So to take care of all this cyber security is very, very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, we are going to adopt a different methodology of asking questions. So, a round of applause to our Bengaluru sir. And very quickly, a couple of questions, one or two questions on this particular topic. Instead of allowing the students community to ask at the end of the program, so we have decided to invoke questions from the students fraternity as and when the introductory remarks are done by the panelists. Any question on particularly on compliance and bank frauds? Very quickly. Please help them with the mic.
Mr. Srinivas, can you yes, yeah. One more Srinivas this side.
For our panel discussion, and we have the judges have mutually decided to consider all the 4 panels, because if you consider one panel, it might not do justice to the others. Okay, so from all the 4 panels, we have chosen first place and second place. Okay, so from panel 1, first place goes to Evan K. Saju. A round of applause for Evan K. Saju, please. From panel 1. A round of applause for Aditya. From panel 2, first place we have Nitin. Second place we have Spurti. From panel 3, first place we have Shruti Ram. And second place we have Inchara. From panel 4 we have first place Raghav and second place Mohammad Bakir. We also have a consolation prize, and the consolation prize, overall consolation prize, goes to Tarun. Thank you, students. Over you.
And not just stop here, but also further, right, explore and work on fintech and see that how you become, what I would say, you can build your career in banking. That's one of the objectives. And now moving on with the question, the panel, and yes, we have a question from a faculty, Mr. Cyril. Mr. Srinivas, you can just take the mic quickly.
NPAs. And if you look at the financial data for the last 5 or 6 financial years, banks overall have written off close to 10 to 11 lakh crores of NPAs throughout India. And if you look at seriously, that's a huge amount. And I'm not sure what is the step that banks have taken in terms of compliance, especially the loans that have been given to the corporates when compared to the general public. If these are actually brought down in terms of lesser NPAs, you can bring down the overall cost of operation, and that can ease the entire general public.
Okay, you have asked a good question of the key person. Now, there is a lot of reasons. This is one thing. This may be a part of that, may be a fraudulent. I can also accept, but not all NPAs are fraudulent. This is one thing I want to clarify. Second thing, the meaning that you have said that we have written off around 11 lakh crore, maybe that figures may not be very correct, but whatever it is, I don't want to contest on the figures. The meaning that we are going to write off for all this NPA account, it doesn't mean that we are not going to recover this money. The recovery efforts will be there. But the only thing is, as per the accounting standards, I cannot keep one NPA in a balance sheet, because I have to churn my balance sheet, churn the assets and clean the balance sheet. This is called cleansing of balance sheet. When I do the cleansing of balance sheet, it's not that I just remove one asset from my balance sheet. For that, what we have to do, the amount of NPA has to be properly provided over the years. It depends upon the degree of NPA. See, suppose one account has become NPA, the account is 100 crore. Suppose because only the public sector banks who have come doing big infrastructure finance like airport and all. Today you know that we have 100 active airports, which were only 18 just 10 years back. So this kind of infrastructure, it's only public sector banks have come in a very big way to give money to this infrastructure. And the infrastructure money, infrastructure finance, as we expect, will not break even sometimes, even in 8-10 years, when we have visualized and we have done assessment of these projects. Accounts have become NPA, but they are going to earn income in the later years because we had big problems like pandemic. Where, because I was handling one of the biggest airports, which was giving me every day 100 crore to my account, has become zero because of the pandemic. So account has become NPA. It's not a fraud because there's a failure of activity, unexpected situations. But I'm not going to write off that account. I'm going to recover this account only over a period of years. For that, we have national, NCLT has come, where we are going to resolve this. We are going to higher repayment period. Only thing is I'm going to write off in the balance sheet, but my recovery efforts are going to be there. When I told you this financial year banks are achieving 1 lakh crore profit, it is nothing but the huge recovery we have done in these written off accounts. I am not going to say that you are not going to pay. Maybe some of the people you read in newspaper are absconding, leaving the country. It's one of such cases because I have millions of such corporate big accounts. You read 1 or 2 newspaper items and there is a big halla-gulla in the papers and media, they make it hue and cry, but it's not the case. Once I write off the account, I am not going to give up the recovery efforts. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Cyril, it's a very, very big topic to discuss. Definitely, I am very much keen or interested in discussing this in some other definitely forum or somewhere else. But having touched upon that, actually there was I don't know whether you are, you are remembering the word called policy paralysis. 2G scam happened, so many scams happened, Colgate, that is coal scam, and spectrum scam. So many things happened because of that. Whatever banks that they lent towards infrastructure collapsed, including steel industry, mining bank, so many things happened. Anyway, thank you. We will definitely discuss in a different forum. Now I request Shri Manohar sir to speak and give remarks on digital lending and digi money or cryptocurrency. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas. First of all, congratulations to all the young panelists who won the prizes. But we were there for the last panel discussion, right? So it was very well organized, as Dr. Kanishka told. People have to be empowered. This is one of the way of empowering the students. And more students have to come forward for taking part in such discussions. Yeah, my topic, many of my topics were also covered by our GM sir. So one is that digital lending. So how many of you have borrowed money from banks? Anyone here? Any students? This side. Some would be borrowing education loans, right? And some would be taking vehicle loans, two-wheeler loans. May not be in your name, through the parents' name, right? So most of you would be doing this by signing papers, documents, everything. But these days, everything is happening on digital mode, right? In my previous assignment, I was there in Bengaluru. One of the students came for taking an education loan. You know the CIBIL. So I was going to the CIBIL report. There I found that there was a default of 5,000 rupees. So I just asked that student, from which bank you have borrowed this 5,000 rupees. It is showing as an NPA, which is not paid by you. So he doesn't remember that he has borrowed that 5,000 rupees. So over a period of time, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, all such payments were due and they were made. Some were on time, some were on delayed payments. So when I asked them, that student, then he said, one of the message he got in the mobile saying that I can avail amount up to 10,000 rupees instantly by giving saying OTP. So that student was borrowing like this. So nobody knows that. The parents were not aware. And he was also not aware that if he is not paying on time, it will be a default in the CIBIL, which will be affecting him the CIBIL scores. Right? Knowingly or unknowingly, we are borrowing this. So digital lending, whatever is happening now, through the mobile apps. So in one of the panel discussions, sir was saying, I think, all these are regulated by the regulatories. They are happening. But there would be some unscrupulous apps, which is not in the purview of this Reserve Bank of India. They would be operating it, and people will be under the cyber frauds like. So without knowledge, we are also buying, and most of us will not read these terms and conditions. Any of us are reading the terms and conditions, we just say a tick, and we say okay for that. Right? This is how the digital lendings are happening these days, and in the banks, you have all the genuine apps through which people are able to borrow money now. Even the agriculturists in State Bank of India, they are able to borrow the money using the digital apps. So that is how the bank is reaching now. It is not only the retail business or business people, even the agriculturists are able to get that money over the digital applications. So this digital lending is again monitored by the Reserve Bank of India. There was a committee which was formed in 2021 under the chairmanship of Dr. Jayant Kumar Dash. So they have given a recommendation to Reserve Bank of India for monitoring of this digital lending and implementation of this digital policy. Next, the digi money. Most of you are seeing the cryptocurrencies have come now. So many people are investing in that. They don't know from where it is originated. People are making money. They would have also made money, and many people would have also lost money. Right? And this digital money which is not there, it is just the money in the wallet, not the physical wallet. It is again through the mobile applications. The digital money is being transferred from one person to another person, and now again the central bank across the countries, more than 100 countries, they have already started this CBDC, that is central bank digital currency. Even in India also, Reserve Bank has already started, and we have 11 public sector banks, 12 private sector banks, and 1 small finance bank which is participating in this particular endeavor. So this is the order of the day, and we have already seen this, the currency which is again accepted by many of the street vendors, just like the PhonePe or whatever the Paytm. We have been seeing that even this e-rupee, which is already been in circulation, and the e-money is nothing but the money which is there in my account will be in the digital form. It is a digital purse which can be transferred from anyone. It is a legal tender money. It is as good as the currency note. So this is the order of the day, and we were in the, when we joined the bank, we were never knowing that this will be coming up, right? So this whatever the fintech companies which have come now, the startup companies, these are introducing this type of the applications which will be helping the youngsters, especially to use these things. But as sir said, whatever we are using, it is again with the rider or with the terms and conditions that we will be always under the cyber attacks, right? Every day, most of you would be receiving SMS or calls regarding that your account is hacked or blocked, right? Because one of my friends just now, before coming to this place, he got a call. In fact, he had stored it as a fraud call, okay, in the mobile. So I told him, you just answer them, you just ask whether you want OTP or you want my CVV number, so that he knows that it is a fraud call, right? So using this digital application, digital platform or digital money to for the purpose of digital lending, we have to be very careful, and we have to ensure that we are not a part of this prey for the cyber crimes. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now question on this particular topic from students. Very quickly.
I myself have a question.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes. My name is Srinivas and I am from the Bachelor of Business Administration course. Now, on the concept of digi-money or going paperless, in a city in China does not use cash anymore. They only use either wallets or whatever. My question is, will there come a stage when we will not have currency on the planet? We talked about artificial intelligence, digitization, banks, digital lending, etc. But will there come a day when, whatever demonetization also happened to cure black money? If money in paper form does not exist, I don't think we can have black money, right? Will we see such a day, is my question.
Here, whether black money or white money, that is apart, because when we are moving towards the digital, definitely there would be a day where the currencies may not be there also. So with the introduction of e-rupee now, slowly people will get used to this, right? That will be happening, and because we cannot comment on the black money, right? So there would be, because everything will be channelized legally, the possibilities of these things would be reduced. It may not be in the form of currency, it would be in the form of anything else also. So only the name would be black money, it would be in the form of gold or assets or land like.
And the ransom, the kidnapping and everything will happen through crypto or Bitcoin. Okay, thank you. That was on a lighter note. Now I request Shri R.D. Saukar sir to speak on neo-banking and digital bank.
Very good evening to you all. Now, usually my habit is I always throw questions at my audience. Now, the 4 important events have happened. Can somebody tell me which are those 4 events? Very quickly. Yes, sir? Demonetization. Okay, that is the third important event. Okay, then COVID, pandemic, that is the fourth one. But what are the first two? No. Second one I can give you a hint. The emergence of smartphones. That is the biggest invention that has happened in the country, in the world in fact. Which is the first one? First one is the IT boom, which started in the early 2000 and it continued in between. It was down, up and down, but it is always continuing. Now please remember, this IT boom, it placed a lot of disposable income in the hands of people. The income levels of the people, they went up. As a result, they were able to buy these smartphones. Even a vendor, that is vegetable vendor, has got a smartphone and she is able to send messages, she is able to use WhatsApp, everything, you name it, she is able to do it. Now that is the sort of a revolution this particular instrument has created. The third one is the demonetization. And fourth one is the pandemic, as you have brought it out. Now especially these two events, the demonetization, because of a demonetization, digital transactions, they went up. The transactions through the digital model, they went up enormously. And the emergence of a UPI mode of transferring money and receiving money, it also went up. And the use of INB, that is internet banking platform, as well as the mobile banking platform also was widespread. Now this presented a beautiful opportunity and a platform for these fintech companies. And they came up with a concept called neo-banking. Now what is a neo-banking? Lot of discussions, panels. I was sitting for a couple of panels. Most of you know what is a digital banking. That is neo-banking. Neo-banking is nothing but online banking platform. It doesn't have brick and mortar. It is only the online banking platform. It provides mobile or digital solutions for payment purposes, for receiving money, for transfer of money. All these things it provides. In addition to that, these neo-banks, they can also open savings bank account. They can also issue debit cards and credit cards. And how do they make money? Interchange fees they earn from these debit cards, credit cards, and the charges levied for money transfers, receiving money and all, that is how they make money. In fact, boom of digital transactions, they gave a big opportunity for these fintech companies and they came up with this neo-banking concepts. Now, why these companies are popular? Their solutions are very, very simple, as somebody was telling me the panel. And it is convenient, it is available 24/7, and it is also transparent. You are able to trace an audit trail for each and every transaction, where it has got everything. That's the beauty of it. And it promotes that personalization also. But there is one hiccup for these things. All these neo-banks, in fact the first neo-bank to come up was the Revolut, then there was Monzo, then there was Atom Bank. All these were started in UK and Germany. And the biggest fintech company is, I think, Strip, which has got a $74 billion stake. And the first neo-bank in India is, anybody knows? First neo-bank in India, that is Frio, which was started, although it started in 2015, but real functioning started in 2018. Now, there is a catch with these neo-banks. They are not, they don't come under the framework of RBI. The regulatory framework is not available for these banks, neo-banks. As such, what is the option? They cannot accept deposits. They cannot lend money. So how do they overcome? They piggyback with a tie-up with a traditional bank. They go for a tie-up with a traditional bank and they come up with this lending and accepting deposit concept. Now if you look at it, that your sponsor bank, you have a YONO, you only need one. That is what is the full form of YONO. And this one, you can withdraw money without a card, you can do transfer of money, receiving of money, you name it, you can do everything. You can do all, you can complete your nomination also through this. All other apps also offer similar services. You can invest in mutual funds. You can invest in stock market. You can also buy insurance products. But please remember, neobanks cannot do it without a tie-up with a traditional bank. With a tie-up with a traditional bank, they can do all these things. Now, although there is no regulatory framework as of present, the RBI may come up with a regulatory framework in the days to come. But still, RBI can demand any of the transactions put through by these neobanks. It has a right. It can call for the information. Now, what is the specialty of these neobanks? They use a state-of-the-art technology. That is artificial intelligence. They use machine level learning. They also use blockchain technology. In fact, the specialty of a blockchain technology is that security. It offers tremendous security. I think one of my colleagues is going to speak in detail because the entire data is stored in an encrypted format in a blockchain technology format. Then you have got a big data. In fact, in the present day environment, the data has become a biggest scorer. That is why the Tesla chief is the biggest, most powerful person in the world because he has got all the data of all of us. Now, then there is another thing. What are the challenges for these neobanks? Now, before I go into that, what is a digital bank? Digital bank is nothing but the digital platform of traditional banks. Intermittently they are called neobanks, digital bank, it is the same. But please remember the major difference is neobanks, they operate only on the internet platform, online platform. Whereas the digital banks, they have both. They have the traditional bank as well as the online platform. Now, what are the challenges for these banks, neobanks? First one is regulatory framework. As of today, there is no regulatory framework in place from RBI. In the days to come, RBI may come up with a regulatory framework. Already it is in the pipeline. But then what is the next challenge? Lack of funding. All neobanks are from fintech companies and they always depend for venture capitalists. Unless the venture capital is ready to fund, it is very difficult to take off because the technology is very costly. The next one is the biggest thing, the security. Security is a big challenge. Now, can somebody tell me what is the weakest link for a security? Everybody speaks about security, but which is the weakest link for a security? Anybody? Very, very easy question I have asked. Easiest question. Which is the weakest link for a security? Yes? Yes, sir? No. Not OTP. No. No. You and me are the weakest link. Human beings are the weakest link. See, most of the frauds on a technology have taken because of social engineering. Social engineering is the biggest problem for security, for IT security. Now, the next one is the limited awareness of the people. Most of these neobanks are popular with Gen Z. Gen Z or whatever younger generations, it is very popular. But the older generation, still they are very, very hesitant. They prefer to go to brick and mortar banks. Now, what can be the banking in the next 10 or 15 years down the line? Anybody knows about Sophia? Have you heard of Sophia? Yes? Sophia, not Sophia Lawrence. Sophia is the first robot. She is the first robot. Now, some of you during your childhood, you must have seen a serial, TV serial. she is a small wonder. Have you seen anybody? Lift your hands. She is a small wonder. Nobody has seen. See, there is a small girl called Vicky, which is a robot. It is just like a human being. It does everything. In fact, when I saw the serial, I was thinking, can it happen in a real environment? And it has happened in the form of a Sophia. And the future, in the next 10 years, you and maybe you, all of us may be replaced, and more Sophias will be manning the bank counters. The specialty is no emotions, no outbursts, very cool heads will be there. No customer complaints for misbehavior and all will be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. The takeaway is really wonderful. And sir was talking about big data, and he was talking about Elon Musk, Tesla, and so many other things. And the IS, information security, or the data is called the new oil. The data is called new oil. Be careful while sharing all your phone number, OTP, everything, password. Particularly whenever you go to any departmental store or any shopping, the first thing that they ask you is your phone number. Kindly do not share unless until it is very, very essential. Thank you. And any questions to Saukar sir from the students' side on this particularly neo-banking and very quickly. We are please running out of time.
Yes, yes, and also it looks very odd for me to come and request you all to ask questions. And let me tell you that you will not get this veterans again. It's never before, never after. That's the concept I work and Mr. Srinivas SK works. So utilize this platform, don't make me to assert and make you compel. Ask questions. Feel free, quickly. Feel free, doesn't matter.
Feel free, sir.
So that means everyone has understood everything. Both are there.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, there's a question. Who's that?
Please speak it.
Yes.
My name is Abid. I'm
Yes.
from BBA section. So you had mentioned about the NMP, National Monetization Pipeline.
Huh.
So many public sector undertakings have been included under this, and so does it not hinder the fact that these public sector undertakings are for providing services much rather than for profit mongering from the population itself? So does it not lose its essence as in being a public sector undertaking while it is being privatized?
No, see, look at it. In fact, if you look at the banking, when the banks were nationalized, the then Prime Minister has one wording, socialistic pattern of society it was there. After that, that is why the two nationalizations happened. But in the in the 1992 with that the scam, Harshad Mehta scam, what happened? No, they understood that only nationalization is not going to help, and only socialistic pattern is not going to take the country forward. That is why the Narasimhan, he came out with a lot of recommendations. He said that there are too many public sector banks, and some of them are very big, some of them are very large. So he suggested that there should be only 5 to 6 big banks. When you have got big banks, you will have economies of scale, and you will be able to manage it better, and which has materialized now after 10, 15 years, 15 or 20 years later it has materialized. Now the bank's aim is profit with service. We will provide you service, but at the same time we are not for charity. We want to make profit because our bank is running because of their investors. I have to give something back to the investors also. No? If I am not able to distribute dividends, if I am not able to declare profits, my script will not move up to the stock market. So that is why it is a must that public sector undertakings, they should have a profit motive. They cannot go for a charity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And sir, with your permission, little, because I am tempted to contribute little more. What you have asked a very beautiful question. In fact, the public transport system, so many systems which are meant for public utility, public use should never think of making profits. For example, this metro, Bangalore metro, or BMTC, or bus service, or whatever. Most of the developed countries, the public transport system or welfare measures are running on subsidies. But we are in a fixed catch-22 situation. But we means the country. We are neither socialistic pattern nor capitalistic pattern. Sometimes some convenience, for the sake of conveniences, we keep on switching. When the capitalistic pattern is not suitable to me, profitable to me, I speak of the other side. So it's always both sides we can argue, but slowly we are moving towards the American system of capitalistic society that has made us to drive away from the nationalization or whatever it is.
One small thing, can I say? Now, one small and a very small request to all of you. If you can, either from the internet or somewhere, if you can find, please study the Venezuelan economy. Venezuela. It has got around 25 to 30% of the oil reserves. And what happened to that country? It is a case study. You can please, you go to the internet and download it and study it. You will appreciate why nothing should be given free of cost in the country.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The best case study, Venezuela. Sir, now the last person in this panel, and for today's this one panel discussion, Shri Aniruddha Agnihotri sir. Sir, can you please introduce the subject on artificial intelligence for bank? Artificial intelligence is a generic terminology. It's a simulation of a human this one angle, which does mimic or whatever, copying or whatever. AI for banks and machine learning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible. Before starting what artificial intelligence, the definition is, we are all using artificial intelligence in our daily lives. How many of you agree? Only so many people. Can you tell an example of the artificial intelligence that is most used by most of us who are on the roads?
Google Maps.
Google Maps, very good. Excellent. Then there is one more, lot of aggregators are there, Ola, Uber. They also use the artificial intelligence. And you get a quicker service. Earlier you have to wait for autos only and then go to the stand, etc. Now you can be at the comfort of your home. The moment the auto is coming, 1 or 2 minutes, then you will get down and you will get in. This is, what is this? This is, they are using predictive analytics. So they know your needs, and the person who is actually driving the vehicle, his needs are also known. So they provide a solution for both ends. So this is how the artificial intelligence is extensively used now in our daily lives. This has more relevance now after the COVID, that many of the banks have started using artificial intelligence as a part of delivering their services on a 24/7 basis and giving all the bank services through a digital device which is nestled in their pockets. Anytime you want, you can fulfill your wish. So many banks have gone ahead and invested heavily on the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, the total constitution of the artificial intelligence is, artificial intelligence consists of machine learning and deep learning. So in machine learning, there are 5 five to six steps. One is they just classify the requirement. Second is regression. Classifying is like understanding what is the need, and this is both these things are together referred to as a supervised learning. So as a human being, we know what is right and what is wrong, and we have a logic and we take decision on it. So in artificial intelligence is used, when a machine learning is used, so we have to define a proper use case. So it depends on the input that the user is giving to you. So based on that, the machine learning works. So there are many other phases here, like there are conditions, then there will be segregation of the requirements. All these things I will just let you know how the banks are using it effectively. Why AI is used in banks? It helps the bank to lower the cost, as Bhandarkar sir has already touched upon this. We have come down from a phenomenal 65 paise to around 11 paise. The banks have been able to deliver the services to the customers at an enormous speed and 24/7. The benefits of artificial intelligence is there will be a better evaluation of the interest earnings on certain securities. Why do we invest? There is a risk appetite involved here. So whenever a particular security or an investment is preferred, the risk appetite of the person is also assessed. So banks do an in-depth study of the investment avenues available, and then they segment the customers and then offer the products to them, so that we can have a targeted selling, and also the end users will be able to reap the benefits, as well as banks will be taking a fee on that. Regulatory compliance and fraud detection, as sir has already touched upon this. There are a lot of compliances to be made by the banks, financial institutions, to the regulatory authorities. Using predictive analytics and the AI, it is possible to detect money laundering, which has been, and to trace the links also. And during COVID-19, there were many shops which went for digital mode of payments, which were hitherto they were desisting from. And this has not only increased their business multifolds, but also has an effect on the tax collection. Now they really don't mind accepting the transactions through the digital mode. One of the participants asked whether it is possible for to completely eradicate the use of a currency. So I think slowly we are moving towards that, and we are all, you all know, and that we are all proud that the government and the RBI has taken very active steps to ensure that we have our own card, debit card or the credit cards, where we were totally dependent on MasterCard and Visa all these days, which used to enjoy the interchange and the foreign exchange would flow out. Now, with the invent of the RuPay card, all the money stays within the country. So that money is available for investment within the country, plus the latest addition is UPI, where I think as many as now 18 to 20 countries are already enabled, much more to come. So now sitting in a person going from here to UK or the OCI status person can transfer the money from his account directly to the India, which could not have been thought maybe 10-15 years ago. It was a very long process. They have to go to the nearby branch, fulfill all the obligations, submit the documents, and the remittance will normally take a few days. So all these could be possible because of the platform made available by RBI, and more fintech companies, as one of my fellow panelists also spoke, that fintech companies were drawn into it with their enthusiasm to do something, like give an option, an Indian option to all the customers as well as the banks. Lot of fintech companies are actually supporting many banks. Many banks have roped in a lot of fintech companies. It is not that only banks are doing it. So this has provided an immense opportunity for all the people, and it has resulted in exploring many avenues to the general public altogether. And also Reserve Bank has done a wonderful job in ensuring that we have our own financial network called Infinet. So everything is very secure, and by ensuring that the end user puts through a transaction on the mobile, the cybersecurity aspect is also taken care. Like the CIA triad is there: confidentiality, integrity, then availability, and then non-repudiation. All these are fulfilled, and for all this, to maintain the compliance, all the banks are definitely forced. Not only forced, some people have gone ahead, and State Bank is one of the most leading banks who has invested a lot in the IT platform and constantly upgrades the technologies. And our bank is one of the best banks right now in India to be harboring such a very good state-of-the-art infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. A round of applause. And questions, before I invite questions. State Bank of India is known and #1 bank in the country when it comes to investment towards state-of-the-art technology, whether it is artificial intelligence, or whether it is blockchain technology, or whether it is machine learning, or anything, including the first public sector bank in the country to set up exclusive startup company, startup branch in Bengaluru, Koramangala. The first State Bank of India branch for startups. Why I am telling, many MBA students, many commerce students are there who may be budding startup entrepreneurs in the coming years. They should make note of this. And in fact, State Bank of India is pioneer in not only in this, so many other fields also. Very quickly, question related to this AI. Very quickly from students.
Good evening again, sir. Not specifically on artificial intelligence, but this is a generic term that I've heard from most people, that from when all of this neo-banking or digital money or artificial, whatever it has come, even my personal experience, we're spending much more than when we were spending in cash. The ease and the facility that is being provided. So, any input as to how we can actually cut down, or what is the best way to use all of these advancements as common people for us?
I think by giving you an insight into the product. As I think when you are, let me take an example here. You are doing the shopping on Amazon. Suddenly you get a pop-up saying that this product is available at a much better price in some other e-commerce site. What will you do? You will go for it even if when it is not needed. So you will have to control your instincts. That is the first and foremost. That is within you. But definitely the value for the money is derived from your digital bank only. And many of the places where people go out on the weekends, they do a lot of window shopping only. Finally, they come and buy on the digital platform only.
Thank you. And few additions. It's really tempting, number one. And those who do not have money in their account, those do not have credit limit left over in credit card, still they can buy through a concept called BNPL, buy now, pay later, EMI, the same thing. And slowly we are moving towards American system of spending. The next 3 years they have already spent swiping their cards, enjoying weekends, 4-day week or 5-day week or whatever it is. So Americans believe in spending economy. We still, despite all these temptations and emotions and all these things, still India believes in savings economy. Okay. Yeah, please, sir.
Now, the concept of going and buying has changed. Now it is called as inducing the buying. Have you heard of this concept, sir? Have you searched something in Amazon, sir? The moment you don't buy anything, you search. Next day you will get an email that this is the product you can think of buying. That is called as inducing. And if they send this thing to 100 people, at least 10 people end up buying those products, whether they require or not. That is called as inducing the buying.
Not only that, they are perfectly using artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is nothing but that. You ask Alexa, it will tell everything, anything. Anyway, so with this, we are concluding this panel discussion. A round of applause to all our panelists who took out their valuable time and decided to participate with this beautiful students community in this beautiful St. Joseph's University. Thank you, Dr. Kanishka sir, for providing us an opportunity.
Thank you. On behalf of Shift 3, Department of Management and Commerce, we actually thank SK Srinivas for his selfless effort which is doing it to make this program happen, and is we worked for over 15 days. Why am I making this? To reach some of the brains here. Some of the brains, and if possible you're an art, please take it that way as well. Right, I have to speak like a teacher, right? And I have to tell you that there's a lot of effort gone inside, and it's for you. And today morning, as the GM once said, you're the future leaders, and they said you're the future ministers, future officers, secretaries, and he gave a big, he had articulated your aspirations. And we echo on the aspirations. Only that's the reason these veterans have made some time to ignite your aspirations. The best way is to skill you, right? Again, telling you, kindly utilize, and you're expected to submit report on today's, because this is an internal program and exclusively for students, and you are expected to make a report writing and submit to your respective mentors. And having said this, the best way to thank them is not sit and clap, and you have to, all of the students, you have to stand and clap for the panelists. And the best clapping possible. That's a good gesture. Can you be seated? And I request Mr. Srinivas SK to accompany the panelists amongst the audience and some important instructions. Please listen carefully. And I request Dr. Priya and team to take care of the attendance along with the faculty mentors. And please listen carefully. Only 5 minutes time will be given for only.
The first round is called the warm-up round. Of course, this round is to warm you up. In this round, we have three sub-rounds. The first one is called the shootout round. It's a non-violent round. You don't have to worry and feel safe because we are shooting out questions, not ammunition. So therefore, each team will get a direct question. When it's a shootout question, it's a direct question. Followed by this, we'll also have a brand mascot question. So you will have a brand mascot. You have to tell which brand's mascot it is and what is the official name of that mascot. Each carries 10 points each. You tell this mascot belongs to brand X, 10 points. What is the name of the mascot? Another 10 points. And the third is called more or less round. And it's a very interesting round because in this round you should not give right answer. Rather, you should say whether the number in the statement is more or less. You will have question in the form of a statement and statement will have one number. You should tell whether the number is more or less. For example, there are 7 teams on stage. That is the statement. In this statement there is a number 7. Is this 7 more or less? The answer is it's more. So the number is more. So like this, in more or less round, we will have a number in the statement. Just tell whether the number is more or less. The first 2 rounds are pass rounds. One team is not able to answer, the question will be posted to the other team and it will go on. And the team that answers the past question will also get the same marks, 10 points. But the last sub round is non-pass round. And you know, it makes sense why we cannot pass this. Right? It's either more or less. And looks like our audience is now fully excited to watch the quiz. And I did mention in the beginning that we need to maintain decorum and do not form the answers. So we'll begin with team 1, 3 questions. Shootout, mascot, and more or less. Team 1 is your question. Direct shootout question. Who's the broadcast partner of the BCCI-backed Women's Premier League? So you have to tell us the broadcast partner name and you get only 5 seconds to answer. So if time is up, wrong answer. We'll go on to the second team, team 2, the women's team answering a question on Women's Premier League.
Pass.
Yes, pass.
Geo.
Team number 4.
Set India, Sony TV.
Set India is wrong, unfortunately. 5. Set India was unsettling answer. Sony TV is also a wrong answer. So that means none of the participants on the stage are able to answer this. So we will have this question to the audience. Anybody knows the answer, don't say it, just raise your hand. This shows that audience are not watching Women's Premier League. So the right answer is Viacom 18. Now Jio is owned by Viacom 18, but Jio is not a TV channel. It's not a Jio is a digital platform, streaming site. Viacom is a broadcast channel. Right? So anyways, that's the right answer. The beauty about the quizzes is that if you don't know anything, at least you will learn something and go out of your auditorium when you're leaving. So that's a good thing about quiz. So we'll have now the second second question for team 2. Team 2, in 2020, Adani Group acquired a 74% stake in which airport? Team 2. Team 2, time up. Looks like team 2 doesn't like traveling by air. Yes, team 3.
Mumbai Airport.
Mumbai Airport. Team 4.
The Trivandrum Airport.
Team 5.
Kolkata Airport.
Team 1.
Kochi.
Kochi. So let's see the answer. The right answer is Mumbai International Airport. So team 3 gets 10 points. Score of team 3 10 points. Next question is also for team 3. In 1994, which commercial vehicle and tractor manufacturer company acquired Royal Enfield? Team number 3. Who has acquired Royal Enfield in the year 1994 is what you have to answer. And the time is up. Use the mic or we will pass the question to the next team. Next team, team number...
Eicher Motors.
Eicher Motors is the right answer. So team 4 gets 10 points. Yes, I can see some, yes, chit chat, the last 3 rows. Gentleman in the grey color t-shirt there. Yes. I told you that you have to maintain decorum. So please maintain silence. Team 4, the next question is for you. Yusuf Ali has been given the first expat permanent resident status by Dubai government. With which business group is this Keralite associated with is the question, team number 4.
Lulu Group. Lulu Group.
Lulu Group, yes, and I think you guys are from United State of Kerala. Very good. Right, so 10 points. Good job. Obviously, they had to answer this. Next is team 5. This is your direct question. Toyota and Suzuki, they entered into a cross-badging alliance under which Toyota made a minor modification to a Suzuki hatchback model and sold. Which hatchback model are we referring to? Team 5. Time up. Yes, silence, audience. I have to pick up you personally from here and I have to throw you in the gold class. There in the back, so that, right, so please maintain silence. Yes, team 5, time up. We'll pass this to team 1.
Is it chip?
No, team 2.
Pass.
3.
GTR.
Sorry, come again. Yes.
It's the Baleno. The Mark III.
Yes, Baleno is the right answer. So team 4 gets 10 points. So with this we are done with the shootout round. Now we go to mascot. So the catch here is, as I mentioned, it's not just telling the name of the mascot brand. You should also tell what's the name of the mascot, official mascot. Okay? So please, again, yes, there. Yes, please don't talk, don't give out the answers. Okay? If I hear answers, I'll catch you. And if I catch you, I have to give you a pass. It's called gate pass. Okay, so we'll start with team 5 this time. We'll go anti-clockwise. Last time we started with team 1. So this time we'll start with team 5. Team 5 is your brand mascot. Yes, silence. See, 2 things. First, brand. Then what is this mascot's name? Go on.
Brand is Glucon-D.
Okay, what's the mascot name? Okay, anyone is wrong, we pass to team 4.
The brand is Sunfeast and we don't know the name of the mascot.
Okay, anybody knows the name of the mascot out of all the teams on stage? Sunfeast 10 points. Name of the mascot is Sunny. So 10 points for team 4 and the next mascot is also for team 4. Team 4, time up. Yes, go on.
It's the mascot for IRCTC.
Very good.
The name should be Airavat. No.
Airavat. Airavat is...
oh, sorry. Yes, sir. No, the name is not...
No, this is mascot for which brand?
IRCTC.
IRCTC. But Airavat is KRCTC.
KSRTC.
Yes.
Sorry, the name we don't know.
Okay, so anyways, the the brand IRCTC is actually not correct. So we'll pass it to the other team, starting with team 3. You can give a try. Okay, time of team 2. Girls, last time you were not able to travel in airport at least. Yes. Okay. So we'll reveal the answer. The right answer is Indian Railways. And the mascot is called Bholu. Yes. Now it's team 3. Yes, team 3. Time of team 3. Pass. Team 2.
Bajaj.
Bajaj is the right answer, so 10 points for team 2. The girls have opened their account. What is the name of the brand mascot? Bajaj is the brand, but mascot name? Anybody on stage? Okay, so let's see the answer. It is Bajaj and it's called Super Agent. Okay, so now we'll go to team 2. Team 2. You would have seen this uncle somewhere. Should we call him uncle or tata? I don't know. But yes. Team 2. Your time is up, so I'll be passing on this question now to team 1. Team 5, 4, 3. Okay, so we'll reveal the answer. The right answer is Mr. Clean, and his name is also Mr. Clean. Brand and mascot name is Mr. Clean. So the last team now, team 1. Yes, silence. Team 1.
Britannia.
Britannia Khao Khush Ho Jao. No, wrong answer. Team 5. Team 5.
Tiger.
Which tiger? Salman Khan Ekta tiger? Tiger? What are you referring to? Okay, team 4.
Kellogg's Chocos.
Kellogg's Chocos. Team 3.
Company's tiger.
Looks like team 3 guy has eaten a lot of chocos when he was young, when he was a child. Right, so Kellogg's is the right answer. I'll give you 10 points, but the name of the mascot is Tony the Tiger. So for that you don't get marks. So 10 points for team 4 scorers. So now we will move on to the last round called More or Less, and this time we begin with team 1. Team 1, you have to just say whether the number in the statement is more or less. And here comes the statement. Yes, team 1. More or less?
More.
Okay, team 1 answer is more, but the right answer is less. So you haven't given the right answer, so no points. Next, team 2. GST, called as Goods and Services Tax, but the opposition parties call it as Gabbar Singh tax. So whatever you want to endorse. What's the right answer, team 2?
More.
More, the right answer is less. 12% is less. The actual rate is 18%. Next, team 3. This should be a textbook question for you guys, if I am not wrong. We are not. Yes. What's the answer? More or less is what your time up. More. Okay, so the answer given is more and it is right, so 10 points. I think team 3 have opened their account. They've already opened. Oh, very good. So we'll go to team 4 now. Is that a repeated question? I just wanted to check how well you are concentrating. Anyway, this is the question. Shakti Kanta Das has been appointed as a new governor of RBI way back. He is the 26th governor of RBI. 26th is what you have to contemplate.
Less.
Less. 26th is less. The right answer is More. He's the 25th governor of RBI. The last team now. Member countries of European Union, it is stated here as 29, so whether it is more or less is what you have to answer, team 5. Time up.
Less.
Less, okay, so the right answer is more. So with this we wrap up the warm-up round and we'll quickly okay, so since you guys are warmed up now, let's see what's next. So the next round is called Puzzle and it has 3 sub-rounds. Brand Hunter, Decode the Definition, Brand Horoscope. So we'll go one by one at a time, each at a time. So we'll first start with horoscope. I'll just tell you how this horoscope round works. You have to read the statement and guess which company the statement is referring to. Figure out the name of the company by reading the statement. Name of the company, 10 points. Tell from which country that company is. Another 10 points. Identify the company, 10 points. Origin of the company, 10 points. So total 20 points. We'll start with team 5 now. Team 5, this is for you.
Ola from India.
Ola is there already. What's the point of identifying it? Name the high-tech electric scooter company Ola has acquired and launched it in India as Ola S1. Which company had Ola acquired is what we are asking you. So we'll pass this to team 4 now. Ola scooters, what you see here is not an original make of Ola. It was acquired by Ola from somewhere. Where is what you have to answer? And which company?
I know they acquired a company from Sweden, but I don't know the name of the company.
Okay, so next team, anybody? Quickly. Okay, we'll check the answer. The answer is Etergo, is actual name of the electric scooter company, app-based, and this was from Netherlands. So that's the answer. Now we'll go to team 4. Air India announced that Vistara Airlines brand would be dropped and merged with Air India. Vistara is a joint venture between Tata Sons and which other airline? So Vistara is a joint venture between Tata and one more company. Which company is that and which country that company belongs to? 10 plus 10 points. Time up. Anybody in the audience? Yes, please, go ahead. Go ahead.
Singapore Airlines.
Singapore Airlines. Country? Singapore. Wow, that was so easy. And they get 20 points. So the next question is also for team 3. Yes, team 3, this should be an easy one. I don't want to reveal any clues. This brand has nearly 50% share globally in chocolate spread market. Its nearest competitor has only near 2%. So which brand are we referring to and which country this brand originates from? Time up.
Nestle. Nestle.
Wrong answer. Next team. Team 2. Team 2. Team 1.
Cadbury.
Team 5.
Hershey's.
Team 4.
The brand is Nutella and it's a German brand, I think.
German brand. Okay, let's see the answer. The brand is Nutella, but it's from Italy. So 10 points for team 4. You can give him a round of applause. So now team 2. Mahindra and Mahindra signed a licensing deal with which company to launch classic vintage motorbikes in India? Name of the company and its origin. Each 10 points. Time up.
Royal Enfield.
Royal Enfield, no. We'll pass this to team 1. Team 1, go ahead. Team 1 is not sure. Team 5. Team 4.
With Java, and Java is from, how can I put?
England.
Sorry. Great Britain.
Great Britain,
No.
that wasn't a great answer. But Java is the right answer.
Java.
Yes, so Java Motors, 10 points. It is from Czech Republic. So 10 points for revealing out the name of the motorcycle brand. Good job, nonetheless. Team 1, Reliance Jio wants to bring Jio Giga Fiber to over 50 million homes across 1,100 cities and towns. To achieve this, it has acquired close to 72% share of which cable and broadband company? Name the company and its origin. Time. Hurry up. Yes, you can try. There's no negative marking. Go ahead.
Airtel.
Airtel. Don't tell. We'll go to team 5. 4.
Hathway, and Hathway is from where? Great Britain again.
Hathway is from India, gentlemen. Companies can be from India also. So 10 points again. Okay, so good job. Please give him a round of applause. Okay, so we have done the horoscope, and horoscope was really a horror round for me because most of them did not answer except you, team 4. Good job. So we'll move on to the next round. So the next round is called Decode the Definition. This is the definition. You have to tell us the word. I'm giving you a definition, you have to tell me the word. What is it called? For which you have 2 clues. Remember, you have 2 clues. You don't know, don't say the answer, just say I want a clue. Okay, team 1, you want a clue? It's a definition. You have to tell me the term. Instead of telling a bank, I'm putting the definition of bank, and instead it's a definition of a bank. So you just say bank. So I'll give you a clue now. Okay? The clue is you can count the number of letters the word has. 2 clues will be given. I'll give you 1 more clue, and that's the end. You have to guess the word. Right? Yes. Time up. We'll pass it on to the next team now. Okay, team 2, go ahead. Team 2, they don't know. Okay, team 3, 4, 5. None of you are BBA students here on the stage. It's called strategy. Simple. There was no strategy with any of these teams to answer this strategy question. So we go on to the next team now. I hope you got the concept. Yes, team 2, I'm giving you a clue now. Okay, we'll give them one more last. Yes, time up, team 2. We will pass this now to team 3. Team 3. Team 4.
Outsourcing.
Outsourcing. That's the right answer. Now the question is for team 3. We'll give a clue to team 3. Team 3. Okay, one more final.
Journal.
What? Journal, you said? Okay, that's a wrong answer, so we'll move on to team 4 now. Journal is the wrong answer. Team 1. Team 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll reveal the answer now. It's called voucher. Next, team 4. Clue number 1, clue number 2. Anybody else who knows the answer, just raise your hand on stage. Anybody knows the answer? Any please? Team 5, 1, 2, 3. Yes, go on, 2 and 3. Go on. Dal ke aage jeet hai, come on. So the answer is arbitrage. The last team now. A type of financing where a financer purchases a debt or payable invoice from a business or seller. So here is your first clue and this is the last clue. Okay, so the right answer is factoring. Okay, if you have not heard, then you will hear hereafter in the future, because that's not the end of your education anyway. So we'll go on to the last now, the last round, Grand Hunter. So what happens in Brand Hunter is, I'm describing a logo of a brand. Usually what happens, we show you logo and you tell which brand's logo. But I've done the other way around. I've described the logo, you tell me the brand name. So we should see whether you'll be able to hunt down the brand or not. Okay, so last time we started with team 1, team 5 we started, but this time we start from team 1. So team 1, your time is up. What's your answer? You can use your mic.
Life insurance.
Life?
LIC.
LIC, no, that's wrong. LIC has protective hands. Very good. 10 points. I want to confuse, but you still gave the answer. Good job. Next, team 2. I had to describe the logos, and the most exciting description of mine, I think, was this one. Because you guys like angles and triangles, especially in relationships. Yes, team 2.
Canara Bank.
Which bank?
Canara Bank.
Canara Bank. Your triangle, there's no triangle here, but you both have done a good job. So 10 points. 2 triangles. Next, team 3. Time up. Yes, team 4.
Mountain Dew.
Team 1. Team 5 is actually. Then team 1, then team 2. Then we have come back to again the same team which could not answer. So let's see. I think most of you know because you keep eating this every now and then. Swiss chocolate brand. Now we will go to team 4. Yes, team 4, this is the description. A mountain with stars above its peak. Paramount. Paramount is the right answer. 10 points. Now the last team, team 5. Yes, this is a very interesting description. Team 5. Very interesting aspect of Team 5 is that they are yet to open their account like RCB. And we are talking about our IPL. Okay. Yes, the time is up. And we will pass this. You can try first. Yes, you can try. Even if it is wrong, you can try. I heard you saying NASA. NASA is unfortunately wrong. So we'll go to team 1. Pass 2, 3. ISRO, Indian version of NASA. Right answer. 10 points for team 3. Yes, you were very close. but I think you got confused. That's okay, that happens. Okay, so with this, we will conclude our quiz program because we have to stick on to the time and we need to complete our valedictory program also. So let us congratulate all the participants first by giving them a round of applause. The winners in a quiz program, you know who the winner is, but nonetheless in the valedictory program, the prize distribution will be done. But we'll just cross-check the scores because sometimes here and there scores might mismatch. So scorers, please give me the list so that I can announce the points and the rank. Meanwhile, we'll see what could have been the next round had we continued this quiz. Right? You're excited to know. The next round is called Connect, in which we have 3 different rounds. Punchline, which is a non-violent round, Odd Man Out, and your favorite, the relationship round. Audience, are you ready to play Punchline? Which brand's tagline is this? Punchline is this? Any guesses? Nokia is connecting people, not aspirations. And it has stopped connecting people also. The right answer is Tata Motors. One more question for you. This clearly shows that many people are users here. Van is wrong, gentlemen. Louis Philippe is the right answer. Begun here, but I'm not talking about that action. Which, I'll give you a clue. It's a TV channel. Times Now. It's a news channel, but action happens a lot. Yes. Philips is no longer leading any innovations. They're just making shavers. The company is on the verge of collapse. The right answer is Toshiba. Are you ready for leadership quotes? Because you should be knowing these famous quotes given by business and other leaders. So let's see, because usually in punchlines we have only brand slogans. So I thought, why not have leadership quotes? Right? Did you figure out who said this? Jack Ma, you're right. Good job. Jack Ma said this. Okay, now let's check out the scores. Team 1 has secured 10 points. Yes, you can give them a round of applause. At the end of the day, what matters is participation. So they have participated, so that's a great achievement. Next is Team 2 with 20 points. Team 3, 50 points. Team 4, 100 points. Unfortunately, Team 5 could not open their account. Okay. So with this, we will conclude. I hope you enjoyed the program, enjoyed the show. I'll leave you with one question. Bill Gates is alive, gentlemen. And he's healthy also. Indian Warren Buffett. Yes. Okay, so with this we'll wind up. I request the participants to take your seats amongst the audience.
Is the best universal welcome. It can make the day or evening to a good day easily. I take this opportunity and as a privilege to welcome each and everyone for this valedictory ceremony. I extend my hearty welcome to the dignitaries. I request Dr. Kanishka to escort the dignitaries onto the dais. Sri Bharti Manager, Sri R.D. Sarkar, Assistant General Manager SBI, Sri Anirudh K. Agnihotri, Assistant General Manager ITS, S.K. Srinivas, Chief Manager SBI, and Dr. D. Raju, the Senior Manager of SBI. I also would like to extend my hearty welcome to Dr. Maxim Dias, SJ, the Director of Shift 3 SJU, Professor Prashant Kumar, the Coordinator of Shift 3, Dr. Padmanandan, the Coordinator of PG, Dr. Kanishka, and Mr. Mohammad Umair, Assistant Professor of Commerce Department, School of Business, SJU. I also welcome all the teaching and non-teaching staff, the stars of the event, all the students of SJU, the reason for this event's conductor. We welcome everyone once again. I now request Professor Lakshmi for the report reading of the Fintech program.
Good evening, everyone. Fintech Conclave, organized by School of Business, St. Joseph's University, in collaboration with State Bank of India, commenced with the inauguration today at 9:15 a.m. Professor Umair introduced the program with how Fintech disrupted the economy, followed by keynote address by the chief guest, Mr. S. Radhakrishnan, General Manager, SBI Bengaluru. He highlighted that Fintech is part of large phenomenon, which is startups. He also mentioned that growth in literacy rate and young population will also contribute in growth of Fintech. After the inauguration, we had a technical session on multi-dimensional perspective of Fintech by S.K. Srinivas, Chief Manager and General Secretary of SBI. He addressed on JAM Trinity and mentioned with the help of Aadhaar-enabled payment system, mobile and biometric with Wi-Fi can cater to the banking needs of entire country. Then we had a panel discussion on the topic Fintech challenges and opportunities. The panelists discussed on various points, including on how dematerialization and demonetization lead to digitalization. They also highlighted the problem with Fintech being regulation. If Fintech is not controlled properly, we might go back to the subprime crisis. Later, we had panel discussion competition for students covering broad themes like artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, data analytics, cryptos, digital banking, etc. There were 3 rounds: introduction, analytical round, and crossfire, with total of 21 students participating as part of 4 different panels. Followed by this, we had another panel discussion covering various topics such as banking and cyber frauds, compliances, neo-banking, digital lending, buy now, pay later, artificial intelligence and machine learning, Some of the key points highlighted by various panelists consist mainly that technology is beneficial to cut the cost and improve the profits. Neobanking's main challenge is security, as RBI still doesn't have regulatory authority, and also how artificial intelligence is being used in banking process. Fintech has opened up a lot of opportunities to general public, and State Bank of India is pioneer in public sector to encourage this state-of-art technology. Lastly, we also had final round of quiz competition on the topics covering finance and fintech, organized exclusively for Shift 3 students by Quizmaster Professor Mohammed Umair. There were 3 rounds with 5 teams participating. Thank you.
Professor Sushmita for the felicitation of the guest.
Thank you, Shakila. I request Dr. Maxim Diaz, SJ, to felicitate Shri R.M. Bandakar, General Manager, and Shri G.K. Manohar. Shri G.K. Manohar. Thank you, Dr. Maxim. I would like to call upon Dr. Padma, PG Coordinator of School of Business, to felicitate Shri R.D. Savakar, Assistant General Manager, and Shri Anirudh Agnihotri, Assistant General Manager. Thank you, Dr. Padma. I now request Professor Prashant to felicitate S.K. Srinivas, Chief Manager, SBI, and Dr. Raju, Senior Manager, SBI. Thank you, Professor Prashant. I now request Dr. Kanishka to felicitate Dr. Maxim, Director of Shift 3. And Professor Prashant. Dr. Kanishka to felicitate Professor Prashant. Thank you, Dr. Kanishka. I now request Professor Mohammed Umair to felicitate Dr. Padma. Professor Umair. I would now call upon Dr. Maxim to felicitate Professor Muhammad Umair and Dr. Kanishka. I can see the enthusiasm. Good students. I would now like to call upon Mr. S.K. Srinivas, Chief Manager of SBI, to felicitate all our Shift 1 teachers. Shift 1 teachers to kindly come forward.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, sir.
I can see how much fan followers updates I have.
I request Ms. Sushmita also to come along with Dr. Priyanka, along with Ms. Sushmita to make this program happen. I request Mr.
This whole program is nothing but a teamwork. Only few individuals cannot make any function, any event, any program meaningful, purposeful, rather than successful. In recognition of their, as a token of gesture to each one who have contributed to the entire program for the past 15 days, right from the conceptualization along with Dr. Kanishka by me and approaching our CGM, GM and our DGM and CEO who were part of the event in the morning. So that's the only this one, and also to motivate them to further take up the responsibility in future also. This is the only sole rational and logic that's behind this one. All a team has to be recognized. This is the only reason that we did it. Thank you, sir.
Due to the time constraint, we request the quiz winners to give your details on the backstage to Priya ma'am. No duty is more urgent than of returning thanks. It is to be present in all things and thankful for all things. I take this as a privilege and a tribute to express my gratitude to all the pillars who extended their efforts, energy, hands and time in making this event successful. Firstly, I would like to thank Father Sweber D. Selva, the Pro-Chancellor, Father Victor Lobo, S.J., Vice-Chancellor, and Pro-Chancellors, Father Arun De Souza, the Finance Officer. We thank them in their absentia. We also thank Dr. Maxim Dykes, the Director of XJU, Dr. Christo Selvin, Dean of School of Business in his absentia, Ms. Amita Priyadarshini and Ms. Sarah John, the heads of Department of Commerce and Management in their absentia. We also would like to express our sincere gratitude to the guest and resource persons of the Input Section 1, Mr. S.K. Srinivas, Chief Manager and General Secretary, SBI, and Input Section 2 panelist, Sri M.P. Krishna, former Chief Manager of SBI, Dr. D. Raju, Senior Manager, SBI, Sri Ganesh Kumar Singh, Chief Manager of SBI. Also, I would like to express my gratitude to our judges, Mr. Civil, and the guest of panel discussion, Sri R.N. Bhandarkar, retired General Manager of SBI, Sri Alok Kumar Dwivedi, DGM and CDO of SBI, Sri G.K. Manohar, Assistant General Manager, Sri R.D. Sarkar, retired Assistant General Manager, SBI, Sri Anirudh K. Agnihotri, Assistant General Manager of ITS. We are grateful for your precious time that you spent it with us today and made this evening a memorable one. I also extend my gratitude to Shushmita ma'am for her time and effort for us today, and thank all the staffs of Shift 1 and Shift 2 for the valuable contribution. I thank the choir team for invoking the presence of the Almighty in the inauguration. I know I have lot and several things that we need to thank about, though I cannot list them. But I need to thank the two great pillars by whom we were able to witness this event. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly put your hands together and give it up for Dr. Kanishka and for Dr. Priya for their seamless effort behind the screen. And I also thank all the heads of the department, the coordinator, and the staffs of Shift 3. I thank the technical team, Mr. Jimmy and team. And I also call upon Mr. Jimmy on the stage, and I request Dr. Kanishka to felicitate Mr. Jimmy.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, the stars of the event, we thank all the students and the participants for your constant input which encouraged each one here. Thank you once again. Over to Kanishka.
I request students, as a token of appreciation, to stand up and give one very strong round of applause to the SBI and officials. Can you have a bigger round of applause? And I request Mr. S.K. Srinivas to escort the SBI officials to the PG block for the dinner. And I request all the faculty members to kindly join dinner at PG block. And I request students to kindly be standing. As Srinivas sir, students be standing. Srinivas sir, can you just help us in doing that? Start coming one by one. I request the chairs.
Okay, sir. Ready? Show the camera. Whose camera is it? Focus there, focus there.